So we'll be looking at the type B solutions of input techniques, and I hope you saw the type 1, type A, and if you haven't checked it out, check that out, because that is the most prominently asked variation. And type B, there are lesser chances that you would be asked questions where type B is important, but we have seen questions. Or there is a probable chance where this will be asked. So let's get through it. In type B, there will be parts where you will be knowing how many inputs to take in each separate line, and there will be another thing where you won't know how many inputs the user would be given. So we'll start with the first subtype, where you will be knowing how many inputs to take. That is fairly easy. You will first obtain the number of inputs in n. We'll typecast it with int because it will be a string in Python, and we'll be initializing variables I is equal to 0 and an empty list. When we'll be iterating from I until it is less than n, that is the maximum limit, and we'll keep on appending it to the list. And that's how we'll have uh, the input. The difference here is that the input is called within the while loop. So each and every time when the while loop executes, it will fetch input from the console, and that is where, when after each and every input, the user will be the keystroke will be simulated as enter. So I'll give 2, and then for example, if I give 2, there will be 2 inputs will be needed, and 1 and 2, enter. So I hope that is clear. And so we have here, um, just in case, when there will be situations where you will be having a list of items as well. Instead of numbers, you will be having strings, as we discussed in the previous video. So as you can see, it is just simple. Wherever you want the numbers, you will have to use int, and if you don't want int, and you're dealing with strings, you will just use the normal input, because you will be getting strings by default in Python. um, I will be keep touching upon the really basic things again and again, because I assume that people who are in projects that uh, or in languages and other languages will all try to use Python specifically for this exam, because it provides the thing that you will be able to do much better. And some people are also like, they don't have they are in they are in projects where they had really limited coding experiences. So for them, they are starting with programming languages, or again continuing to learn their programming languages. So they might be starting with Python. So that's why I keep on touching on the fundamentals again and again. So when in the case when you not know in prior how many inputs to be taken, and so it will be an empty, it will be a blank enter. That's it, no input and enter. So we'll be using a true for while loop. It will be it will be an infinite while loop, and where the condition is, when nothing is entered in the input, it will break, or else until then it will keep on appending it to the empty list. Fairly simple, right? Yeah, great. So that is how we have it here. And again, in this case as well, you can also try with string, or if you want, or if there is a need for numbers, you typecast it to integers. So that's really easy. And I will urge you to keep preparing. I will The one more tip I would like to give you is that, um, dissect the problem into input, output, and the processing, and try to solve the cases. Don't build up mental test cases in your own mind. Just try to do what is asked, and don't try to do something that is not asked. And because nobody's going to open your code and check everything is automated, and there will be a automated process checking your code and running it through scripts to verify the test cases. So it here, it doesn't matter how beautifully you write the code. That here the sole task is to the test is for your analytic skills, to understand what is being asked and what you have to provide, and code that answer and provide it. That's it. So As you can see in the code, in case of numerics, we have changed it from integer, from string to integer as well. It's quite simple as that. um, there's one more thing I would like to give, that they may try to give an input which may serve as a stop signal, so that they may give that if you enter k or z or something, then you can stop receiving inputs. So that is fairly easy. What you can do is that, as we have given in the above program, that an empty quotes, right, for n, when empty quotes are there in the input, that is, there's nothing, that's null, not exactly null, sorry, I would like to correct my code there. So when there are just quotes and empty string, so that will be taken as a break, that will be considered as enter, and we will be giving break. So instead of that, you will just try to use the given letter, and there's a catch here as well. If you want to, um sorry that I have a habit of saying again and again. I'm trying to correct that, and I'll try to use it less often, this phrase. um, I'm trying to change that habit as well. So um, we'll try to do that. Sorry for that inconvenience to you guys. um, Now, as you can see, there's a as I told you, there was a catch here. The q could be, capital Q or small q. So what we'll do is, whatever, regardless of whatever the q is, we in our code have given small q instead of capitalized q, and we lower the input as well. You could either use the upper function and use a capital Q correction as well, uh, depending upon what suits you. That's it. It's quite easy and simple. One thing we could do here is that, what if there's a series of numbers and then the sign is using Q. So what if I gave in integer directly above, when I'm fetching the input itself at the beginning, very beginning. So what will happen is that when I try to fetch the input and a q is entered, it'll again shows the error that we saw in the type a video. So because you're trying to fetch a string and try to convert it to an integer, so so don't make this silly mistake where, and waste your couple of few minutes in your exam, where you will be casting it directly. I would suggest you to cast, when you're using this logic, suggest you to cast the input from string to integer when you're appending it to the list. So that will save you a lot of time, and it'll be easy. Just have a screenshot of these things and watch it up a couple of times, and maybe use this logic, dissect the problems when you're practicing in this way. A couple of 8 to 10 problems, I think you will be sorted. See ya.